What is up, YouTube? Liberty Frenzy here for another MotoVlog. Today's topic, we're going to talk about some of the future modifications that I plan on making to my FZ-07. So far, what I've done, let's see, so I've got a full Akrapovic exhaust, which we'll talk more about in a moment. And I've included this FZ-07 Yamaha factory windscreen, which has helped out quite a bit, which I talked about, I think, previously. It's really helped out when it comes to riding on the interstate, like we're about to go do here in a few minutes. It definitely helps deflect the wind. It still comes up into the mask, but it doesn't hit you in the chest as much as it used to, or hit me in the chest like it used to. So it makes it more bearable on the interstate. Everything else it's really the same. So now, instead of being uncomfortable at 60 to 65, basically I gained about 10 miles an hour, so maybe a little more. So now we're looking at 75, 77, somewhere in that range is where it starts to get a little bit uncomfortable as far as the wind blast on the interstate. The other thing that I've done already is I've got the full Akrapovic exhaust, which sounds awesome. Wow, that dude's hauling ass. Holy shit. So I've got the full Akrapovic exhaust, but the problem that I'm having is I've been unable to remove the DB killer. And I've tried everything that I've seen on YouTube to get it out. I've tried, obviously there's one bolt that holds it in place. I've removed the bolt. I've removed the entire exhaust off of the bike. I've had it up on a table, on a vise on a table. I tried putting like a broom handle inside of it and hitting the broom handle to knock the DB killer out from the inside out, basically. I've tried pulling on it with vice grips while it was in a vise. I've tried pulling on it with vice grips while it was running. I saw that trick on YouTube. From what I understand, it's just press fit in. It's got friction to hold it in place, and obviously the bolt. But I cannot get that thing to come out to save my life. If anyone has any tips on how I can get it out without ruining it, that would be awesome. My next mod after that is going to be update the air filter and the air intake box, and then add a EJK fuel manager, and that is going to be it for performance mods. And the reason I don't want to do a whole lot more than that, and I don't want fuel commander and that stuff, is I want it's my daily driver. It's my commuter motorcycle. Alright, YouTube, I'm back off the interstate. I wasn't even going to try to vlog on the interstate there. Just too much wind noise. It's freaking cold today. Holy shit. It's in the 50s right now. I've discovered that jeans are not sufficient for riding a motorcycle when it's under 60 degrees. My legs are pretty cold. Thank God for the sun, though. Okay, so I was talking about the performance modifications that I have done and plan to do to my FZ-07. And now we're going to talk about a few of the aesthetic mods that I plan on doing. Granted, I've already talked about one aesthetic mod, the visor here. Some of the other things that I plan to do, first and foremost, is the taillight delete kit, or fender eliminator, or whatever you guys want to call it. It really, really cleans up the look of the bike. Russian Rider, I'll annotate it below. He went ahead and did a how-to video, which is really, really helpful. I already ordered the LED lights. Unfortunately, the Tidy Tail is currently out of stock pretty much everywhere. So I'm going to wait for it to come back in stock, and once it is, I will pick that up, and that'll be the next major mod. One of the things I want to do is down in here, if you can see that, down in here are the intake screens. You can buy the aftermarket version in whatever color you want. I think they're like 40 bucks. Or I went ahead and just went to Lowe's and bought a can of spray paint, metallic blue, dark metallic blue, which should be a pretty good match. It's a little bit darker than the Yamaha blue, but it should be a pretty good match for considering where it's going to be. And I'm going to go ahead and spray those blue. If for some reason it doesn't come out right, I can always go ahead and pick up aftermarket ones for 40 bucks if I want to. It's not a huge deal. But I'm going to go ahead and try to go with the spray paint version first before going and spending the 40 bucks on two little screens. I also want to get blue shift levers. I don't know, I'm new to bikes, as I've said before. I don't know if all shift levers are the same. I assume they are, or at least pretty close. I do need a little research on that, but I want to go with some blue anodized aluminum, more blocky look than these factory shift handles. Also, when I do finally do the Tidy Tail and I update the rear turn signals, I also plan on getting rid of the bug eyes down here because they're disgusting and horrible and I hate them. So those are going to go as well. The reflectors on the front fork, those are going to come off. I would also like to update the brake fluid reserves in the front and rear. Although, as you can see, the front one here actually is pretty perfect for my drift remote that I got going on there, which is pretty cool. It's a pretty good spot for it, but all in all, I want to update it to something billet, something fancy. Same thing with the rear as well. I think that's pretty much it for what I'm going to do performance and aesthetic wise that I can think of right now. As more mods come out for it and become available, there's a good chance I might update the mirrors at some point. I don't know. We'll see. I didn't like them when I first bought the bike, but now they're part of the bike to me and they don't really stand out. Unlike, say, the bug eyes, for example. The bug eyes to me are absolutely disgusting and I hate them and they gotta go. But the mirrors don't bother me so much anymore. So I'm probably gonna stick with those, at least for now, and maybe something else will come out that I like more. Maybe do with like the bar end mirrors or something. But I like these where they're at. So for now they're gonna stay. What I'd be curious to hear about from the audience, the FZ-07 audience, I've seen it, a few of you guys are starting to follow and subscribe now, which is cool. I appreciate it. The questions I have for you guys: what are some other mods that are out there that you like? Maybe one that you don't want to do yourself, but you like the way it looks, just not for you, or I don't know. Tell me, what do you guys think? Anyways, y'all, I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments as to what my fellow FZ-07 owners like and plan to do to their bikes. Okay, guys, that about wraps up today's MotoVlog. If you enjoyed today's video, please go down and click the like button below, hit the subscribe button, and please take a moment to leave me a comment for any thoughts, critiques, or criticisms. I hope everyone's having a great week. Liberty Frenzies out.